Palm Sunday is the first day of the holiest week of the year. Today our Lord Jesus Christ enters triumphantly into Jerusalem. He rides meekly on a donkey amidst the adulation of people who spread their cloaks on the ground before him, and they wave palms and branches in the air. These are Jewish signs of kingship. David's son Solomon was acclaimed king of Israel centuries earlier when he rode a mule through the same city's streets. An ancient Jewish coin symbolized the kingdom of Israel with a stamp of palm branches on its surface. Mother Church has on this day broken, though, a literary rule which says you don't give the ending of the story before the story is over. We haven't even come to Good Friday. Yet our procession today was preceded by the gospel account of the triumphal ride of Christ, and by the time we completed the day's readings during the liturgy of the Word, we heard about Holy Thursday's Passover, Good Friday's crucifixion of Christ, and entered into Holy Saturday's in anticipation of the resurrection. Why? Because for Jesus, the triumphal entry into Jerusalem is about doing his Father's will, which is to give his life as a ransom for the life of the world. He rides on in majesty to accomplish the mission. You are that mission. Christ this week becomes a ransom for you who are slaves to sin. Sin is not merely some minor indiscretion God can forgive if we remember to apologize. It's not something that going to a confession can rectify unless Jesus Christ first rides a colt through the streets of Jerusalem and then gives himself to pay our debt. Nicholas Cabasilas, a 14th century bishop, puts it this way: God made his own the struggle on behalf of the human race, for he becomes man. It is not possible for those who have not overcome sin to live for God. So it is of God as a man alone to be able to slay sin. A man being pure from all sin overcomes sin, for he is God. In this way, human nature is cleared of disgrace, and now that sin has fallen, puts on the crown of victory. It is God who dies. It was God's blood which was shed upon the cross. What could be more precious than this death? What more awesome? How great a sin had human nature committed that needed so great a penalty to expiate it? How great was the wound that required the power of this remedy? By virtue of our baptism into Christ, we are part of the story. By virtue of the body and blood of Christ in the Eucharist that you will receive today, you receive pardon. Palm Sunday is not an exciting moment where Jesus finally gets the acclaim he deserves. It is for us to rejoice because the blood of Christ cleanses us. It is not enough to believe. We must enter into the drama ourselves. If we truly believe, we too will be changed by the triumph of Christ. St. Gregory of Nazianzen in the 4th century put it this way: if you are a Simon of Cyrene, take up your cross and follow Christ. If you are crucified beside him like one of the thieves, now, like the good thief, acknowledge your God. For your sake and because of your sin, Christ himself was regarded as a sinner. For his sake, therefore, you must cease to sin. Worship him who was hung on the cross because of you, even if you are hanging there yourself. Derive some benefit from the very shame. Purchase salvation with your death. Enter paradise with Jesus and discover how far you have fallen. Contemplate the glories there and leave the other scoffing thief to die outside in his blasphemy. If you are a Joseph of Arimathea, go to the one who ordered his crucifixion and ask for Christ's body. Make your own the expiation for the sins of the whole world. If you're a Nicodemus, like the man who worshiped God by night, bring spices and prepare Christ's body for burial. If you are one of the Marys, or Salome, or Joanna, weep in the early morning. Be the first to see the stone rolled back, and even the angels perhaps, and Jesus himself.